What's going on, everybody out there? How are you guys doing? I just really want to do a real quick video. This video, again, is for my people, and it's just wake up. You know, this is a time for us to really wake up. So I don't care if you gay, if you're straight, if you're lesbian. I don't care if you're Church of God in Christ. I don't care if you're non-denominational. I don't care if you are Baptist. I don't care if you are woke. I don't care if you are, a Hebrew Israelite, a black Hebrew Israelite. It's time for my people. It's time for us to wake up and unify. See, a nation divided against itself is going to fall every single time. So as long as we have all of these different entities, from religious to non-religious to all of these, as long as we as a black people are separate and divided across every city in this nation, we're never going to see the impact that we can really take, the impact that we can really have on this country. You know, it was so profound to me. A little while ago, we were looking at this chicken sandwich by Popeyes, right? And the thing that we did in 11 days was amazing. So imagine if we gathered all across the country, in every city, in every small town, and we began to unify with like-minded people, with black people, against not worrying about what religious set they're from, not worrying about their sexual orientation, not worrying about all of these other things that separate us as a people, right? Because I believe at the end of the day, it's a human issue, and we are suffering. We're suffering all across this nation. There's multiple cities where we as a black people are suffering. And so I'm not here to condemn any kind of a group of people. And that's why I think it's important that I call all of my gay brothers, all of my lesbian sisters. It doesn't matter. I don't care. If you're black, I'm talking to you. It's time for us to unify. It's time for us to wake up and see the enemy for what it really is. We're fighting against a systemic system that is designed against us in every way. And I'm so tired and I'm so frustrated with trying to undo a system that is already messed up. I'm so tired of trying to get justice within a system that is completely designed against us. And so we think that if we vote enough, and if we stay out of jail enough, and if we pay our taxes enough, and if we climb the corporate ladder enough, and if we get enough education, that we'll be accepted. But the truth of the matter is that we may not be. And so I think it's time for us to start our own structures. And I think it starts in the households. I think every home, we have to start there. Every neighborhood, we have to start to unify there, and then go to the cities and go to the nation, because if we don't, I promise you, we're going to continue to see things that we've been seeing. We're going to continue to see police violence. We're going to continue to see every time one of us start to stand, there's this saying that people say that black people are like crabs in a bucket. And so one thing that Jay-Z said was amazing to me. He said that we never think that crabs was never designed to be in a bucket. And so I look at so many videos and so many people that have messages like this, and our own people are coming against that. And everybody got something negative to say. I get it, because everybody's not ready for a revolution. Everybody is not ready to get up. Some people are comfortable as long as them and the people they know are safe. But how long do you think you and the people that surround you are going to be safe if we never stand up, if we never unify, if we never support our own? One of the things that really irks me is that black people have one of the most dynamic spending powers in all of the world, all across this world. The black dollar is amazing. However, we rarely support our own, and the stigma is, that our businesses are not legit, or we don't operate with integrity, and all of these things, right? And we think that the white man's ice don't melt. And so the bitter reality is that the white man's ice melts as well. And so I think that it's time for us, even in this quarantine moment, I think this is the time for us to rally around black businesses. It's time to support black community leaders. It's time to support, black business as a whole. Only then can we start to see economic solvency in our communities. The government is not going to give it to us. They just released $2 trillion into this stimulus package, right? For businesses. How many black businesses do you think got any of that money? I applied for it myself and was denied. So, I think that as long as we're waiting for an outside source to come in and rescue us, we're going to forever be on the porch waiting to be rescued. At some point, we're going to have to decide to rescue ourselves. At some point, we're going to have to decide to unify ourselves. At some point, we're going to have to stop attacking each other via social media, via gang violence. It's going to have to stop. I'm calling every black and brown person to unify, every blood, every Crip. It doesn't matter where you are, where you're from, what you represent. As long as we stay divided, we're going to continue to fall. As long as we allow outside sources to pit black people against black people, we're going to continue to fall. As long as we as a race pit ourselves against each other, we're going to fall. We're never going to see the potential that I believe rests within each and every one of us. And again, this is not a white person hate message. This is a truth message. If we're not encouraging ourselves, who's going to do it? CNN is not going to do it. Fox ain't going to do it. None of these other entities are going to encourage people that look like you and me. None of these outside sources are going to encourage people that may have a felony or that may made a mistake in their past or that may not see the world the way or through a white lens. And so if you don't line up with what this system says, a lot of times this system spits you out of its mouth. And we have been we've been just so, the word I'm looking for, we've been so eager to be accepted by the outside system that we refuse to look internally and see what's on the inside. I think that it's just time for us to start doing things that are better. And again, that's not to say that people that are not black are bad. That's not to say that people that do not come from Africa or not have melanin in their skin, we're not against them. I'm not speaking a hate message that says, oh, screw all white people and all of that. I'm not focused on that. I'm focused on us, because for so long we've been neglected. For so long we've been ostracized, criticized. For so long, we've been demonized. For so long, we've been looked at as the criminals and as wild animals and as beasts without any type of intelligence. And that's the furthest thing from the truth. We as a people are very intelligent. We as a people are very powerful. It's amazing to me that how everybody loves black culture, but nobody wants to stand up for black people. See, we love the way we dance. This world system loves our style, our vernacular, our diction, our sense of culture, the way we dress, the melanin in our skins, our curvaceous bodies for our women. Everybody loves that. But nobody wants to stand up for us. When we see injustices on mass scales, we see more people against the cause than for the cause. Yet, this system profits on everything about black culture, from the way we dress, to the way we comb our hair, to the way we move our bodies. This system is designed to profit from that. And the troubling fact is that we see very little of that profit, or we get very little recognition for being one who has originated that thing, whatever it is. And so I think it's time for us to start supporting each other, to wake up and start supporting each other. I'm a Christian, and I think it's time for us as in the black church to unify, not just, it doesn't matter if you're non-denominational or whatever denomination you're a part of. It's time for us to unify. Doesn't matter if you're in a gang. I'm from South Central Los Angeles. Doesn't matter if you're a Blood, a Crip, a SA. It's time for us to unify, because I guarantee you we're all dying. We see, I got so much on my mind. I see all of these videos every time when you see a Euro-American man with some type of weapon or something like that and never get shot, never get killed. Yet we're dying unarmed, and we're not standing up for each other. And I think it's time to wake up. In this pandemic, if it's shown me one thing, I've seen the need for my people to stand. And it's been like a fire burning on the inside. And I've always had these thoughts, and it was always afraid to acknowledge them or verbalize them, because I didn't know if people would accept it, or if people would call me an extremist. Or once you start really speaking out against injustices, you end up dead, or you end up in jail, or you end up, in one of these bad scenarios. But, like I said on my last video, if we're silent, then that means we're complicit, that we agree with what's going on. And I don't agree with it. I think that we are an amazing people. I think that our sons and our daughters are very powerful, that we are very unique. And that's not to say anything against any other race. I watch us divide ourselves from sexuality to religion to economic standards to colorism. All kind of things have us as a people divided. And I think it's time for us to unite. It's time for us to wake up. We can't do it all by violence. We can't do it all by, not getting together. Everybody can't march and picket. But if we put our collective talents together, we'll begin to see massive, massive change. This system is not going to just come down for the fact of it's coming down. We're going to have to tear it down. We're going to have to say, come hell or high water, we're not going to stand for this injustice. We're not going to stand for a crooked judicial system. And we're not going to stand for a warped education system. With nobody going to school right now, this is the most prime opportunity for us to get back to the spot to where we teach our own. I think it's time for us to really learn more in school than what has been Black history for the last, 50 years. How do we go beyond? I appreciate every person that stood up for civil rights. Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Rosa Parks. All of those people are where we stand right now. But if we let our education system only teach that to our students and our children, they'll never learn the rich inheritance from whence we come. They'll never learn about Kemet, Africa before it was named Africa. They'll never learn about Moors. They'll never learn about how precious the melanin in our skin is. And while we're uneducated and unlearned, people are still going to be kidnapping Black people, stealing organs. People will still, not see the value in who they are, while the oppressor continues to benefit from that. So, if I said anything in this video, I hope that you all will wake up, that you all will begin to do, that we will begin to do what we can do at our local level. So it doesn't matter if you're in a big city or a small town. I want to encourage you to begin to unite, to begin to have meetings on how to impact your own community, how to support your own community. It doesn't matter if you're trying to grow fruits and vegetables in a garden for the people in your community that look like us, or if you're trying to start a a Zoom education type program because nobody's going to school right now. Something that goes beyond what our kids can get in the the educational system right now. You know, it doesn't matter if you're providing programs for people who have been to prison and jail and have coming out and trying to get back acclimated into society. Doesn't matter if you're trying to start a program that'll help families stay together. You know, I think those are the structures that's going to help breed strength throughout this whole country if we all do it together. You know, I don't have all the answers by any stretch of the imagination, nor do I pretend to. I just wanted to use my voice to try to make a difference, to encourage somebody that may have the power and may have the zeal and may have the wherewithal to take this message to a new level. And so again, I hope that you guys are encouraged. I hope that you are doing something impactful and powerful on this day. Continue to love the people that you are around. Continue to dare to make people great and to pull them and to stretch them to be more than they've ever desired to be or even thought that they've been. Doesn't really matter if you failed. Doesn't really matter if you've made mistakes. Doesn't matter if you tried and hadn't had the support. I want to encourage you to get back up again, to keep moving, to really try to impact us from a human standpoint, from a standpoint that empowers and not takes away power. Does that make sense, y'all? I hope you guys really get it. I hope that you feel my heart. I hope that you are encouraged to do something. If you like this video, if you think it was a powerful message, please do me a huge favor. Like this joker and share it. This is Elgin Stevens. Until I see you again, peace.